Hello and welcome to another episode of the Chrissie Mayer podcast. We are on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, and SoundCloud. And if you're listening to us on iTunes right now, please go and leave a 5-star review. For example, here's a really great review from Absolutely Bran. Great podcast that has me laughing frequently, plus has great guests and content. Thank you so much. This episode is brought to you by Cushy Dreams. They are my number one go-to source for all things CBD related. Their products really honestly changed my life. I was like super anxious. I mean, I like years ago would take Adderall. Yes, you get a lot done, but then you end up feeling kind of crazy. So, and then I'd be out with comedians and we'd smoke pot. And I sound like I'm 16. I'm like, we would smoke pot. But sometimes I would get just too high, and the rest of the night is kind of like useless to me. So that's what I really love about Cushy Dreams. They specialize in they have different indica and sativa blends. So if you're looking for a little bit more like up, like to be like more sort of like up and focused, they've got like blends called like Create, Hustle, Energy. And if you're looking for more of like a sativa blend, they've got like Relax, Dream. So really whatever you're looking to do, Cushy Dreams has a strand for you. It's 100% grown here in the USA, legal in all 50 states. So go to cushydreams.com, use the promo code CMP. You're going to get 20% off your order plus free shipping. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of the pre-roll. They do joints and they do bud in like these little tins. I really like the joints because I just have like a couple pulls and I feel relaxed, and it makes a big difference for me. So go to cushydreams.com, use the promo code CMP. You're gonna get 20% off your whole order plus free shipping. Dates. I'm doing stand up. The Domestic Terrorist Tour continues. March 20th, I'm going to be with the comedians of the compound at Tiff's in Morris Plains, New Jersey. Get tickets for that. I think they just added a late show. That's going to be a ton of fun. A lot of friends, a lot of fans. A lot of shenanigans. And then I'm heading to Florida, April 30th, the Boca Black Box Theater in Boca Raton, Florida. May 1st, the Lake Park Black Box in Palm Beach, Florida. May 2nd, Side Splitters in Tampa. I think I'm going to move a couple of those Appleton, Wisconsin dates. But the Sunday, May 9th, Oklahoma City show is still on. That's at the Bricktown Comedy Club. Then May 14th and 15th, Comedians of the Compound is heading to Austin, Texas. And then May 18th, I'll be at Zany's in Nashville. May 19th, Stand Up Live in Huntsville, Alabama. And then Thursday, June 3rd, I'll be at Hilarities in Cleveland. Some of these dates are just me by myself. Some of them are with my good funny friend Tim Young. Come out to that. And if you're in a city that I haven't mentioned and you want me to come do stand up near you, hit me up. Send me a tweet. Send me a whatever. No dick pics though. This episode is also brought to you by Lucy Nicotine. They are a company founded by Caltech scientists and former smokers looking for a better and cleaner nicotine alternative. Finally, tobacco alternatives that don't suck. These products were researched and developed for 3 years to be made for people, not patients. Lucy has created a nicotine gum with 4 milligrams of nicotine that comes in 3 flavors: wintergreen, cinnamon, and pomegranate. They also have a lozenge with 4 milligrams of nicotine in a cherry ice flavor, and each and every flavor actually genuinely tastes great. These products are convenient and discreet, and they can be enjoyed anywhere, on the go, on flights, at work, in the gym, wherever you want to chew gum. It's 2021. It's time to get rid of your cigarettes, unplug your vape, throw out your dip, and get you some Lucy nicotine gum or lozenges. This is the real deal. A subscription to Lucy comes directly to your door each and every month. It's so simple. You don't have to leave your house because Lucy has delivery down. And for all my CMP listeners, go to lucy.co, use the promo code CMP. You're going to get 20% off all products, including gum and lozenges. That's lucy.co. Use the promo code CMP at checkout. Also, I must give this disclaimer warning. This product contains nicotine derived from tobacco, and nicotine is an addictive chemical. You know what else is addictive? Savings. Go to lucy.co right now. Use that promo code CMP. Get your money off. Guys, This is a very exciting episode for me, not only because of the guest, but because of the nature of the anonymity of this guest, the mystery and the intrigue surrounded by them, surrounded around them. I've kind of just been admiring, a long time admiring from afar fan. He's been basically, I would call him a Twitter provocateur in a way, the Twitter personality, a kooky kitty. He is the author of the parody book Adventures in Cow Fart, literally, and the sci-fi novel Rabbit Skin. Welcome to the podcast. It's Catturd.
What up? What up? Can I be your funny buddy? I want to be your funny buddy.
You're my funny buddy. I did not expect a Southern accent at all.
Oh yeah, I'm an old country boy from the South.
I don't know what you're a cat. Your avatar is a cat with glasses. So I think I maybe expected more Northeastern, maybe somebody who sounded like they could make a cappuccino, So this is a pleasant surprise.
We drink moonshine from where I'm from. Not cappuccino.
We're making it in our bathtub. So Catturd, I must know, I mean, you're a huge Twitter presence. You seem pretty humble about it, but you've been retweeted by some of the greats, some of the biggest people, and I just want to know how, was this sort of anonymous Twitter persona of yours, like, did you have that right out the gate, or did you change it up as you noticed maybe some of your opinions were none too popular?
No, I just I'd never been on social media before, ever, or nothing, Facebook, anything. And it was a couple of years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago now. So one day I was just like, I'm going to get on Twitter. I don't know how to do it. I have no idea what I'm doing. So I just signed up and I just went through some pictures online. I saw that cat and I said, I'll just call myself Catturd. And I didn't know anybody on Twitter. I had nothing. And I just got on and tweeting.
And it's just like that, just so simple. It's like almost like anybody can just do it.
Yeah, y'all should just do that.
Oh my gosh. But it's like you've only been on for 2.5 years. It's wild. You've got like almost 500,000 followers. It's pretty, and you've only joined, you only joined in September of 2018. I joined in 2007. Wow. And I only got 24.3. What?
I had 550,000 until they took 125,000 in 3 weeks.
Oh, right, the Great Purge.
Oh yeah, they got me good.
Man, I lost a lot of loved ones in the Purge too. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I like you have a good attitude about it. And what do you attribute to you're getting so many followers relatively quickly?
I have no idea. It just I don't know how it happened, to be honest with you. I just started tweeting, and then, I remember maybe a month after I started my page, I was like, man, I got 10 likes on a tweet. It's pretty good. So it didn't happen just the first time I started tweeting. And I just started kind of taking the personality of the cat or whatever, and I just started tweeting. And I don't know how it blew up so big. It's crazy, that CBS Late Show did a monologue about me the other day.
Wow.
Making fun of me. But
which show was it?
What's that English dude, John Corb?
Oh, John Corden?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is that your kind of biggest shout out so far?
I don't know.
Other than me, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. They've written a bunch of articles about me and stuff, and it never ends. It's crazy. It's crazy how it's changed my life in 2 years too. It's weird.
How else has it changed your life other than the shout outs and the articles?
Yeah, it's just, it's nuts. It's put me in a position, I could sell my books. I'm a sci-fi writer, and it's just been crazy. And then, people like you ask me to come on podcasts, and and people, that DM me, the people that I used to watch on TV, and they're DMing me all the time. You know, Dan Bongino and Scott Baio and Christy Swanson and you name it. They talk to me.
Are they messaging you to be like, "Who are you?" or just to kind of
nobody
give you
really
props?
Nobody really asks who I am. I don't think nobody really cares. I don't really care if anybody knows who I am, to be honest with you. When I do my little podcast that I do, I tell everybody just about everything about my life and everything. But it's just kind of gotten to where it's kind of fun to be anonymous.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do
you find, I was going to say, like, are you helped, or do you think that you're helped or hurt by the fact that you're anonymous? Do you feel like it allows you to get away with saying more than like what the real you, I guess, would say?
Maybe, but it's kind of, I mean, you've seen all the crazy memes people do now. Catturd. It's almost turned into like a home. It's like turned into Homer Simpson or something. It's beyond me.
Yeah.
It's like this character, like a cartoon character.
So it's like out of your control at this point. Yeah, it's bigger than you.
It definitely.
I remember at one point you were saying there was a couple people that were pretending to be you, like they would copy your profile photo and because your actual handle is Catturd 2.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to Catturd 1? You want to talk about it?
Well, I did Catturd 2 because number 2, like turd. So that's why I didn't try to get So
there's no sophisticated reason behind it.
Yeah.
It's just a number 2.
Yeah. I really do calculus formulas and everything with my method. I just really get scientific with how I do things.
Who would you say was the most like unexpected kind of like celebrity or higher profile person that you've connected with?
I don't even know.
You're like,
I know who I could say, but I don't want to because I don't think they want me to know that I talked to them or
okay.
I don't know. So there's some big ones.
But
maybe
they president or
they
something.
contact me they contact me in private, so I don't want to.
Oh right, of course, yeah. We're not trying to.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be outing people. Come on, what am I doing? What am I doing?
You of course.
What do your
and you do a lot. You do a lot of comedy, huh?
Yeah. I mean, now I'm really, now I'm so excited to have all these dates, but for a while, like I was just throughout the whole last summer and spring, like, doing secret shows, doing a backyard here, a golf course there, like did a couple of Zoom shows. The funniest one that I did was like, I mean, like, and you're hired to do these things, and one of them was a holiday party for like a tech company. And you can just imagine like the kind of people, and there's like 40 little boxes, 40 little Zoom boxes, and I'm hosting it. And a big part of a host's job is to do crowd work and like talk about what you see. And it's just like, you are going by just so little. You're like, is this person has no feeling, or are they frozen? Like, are they giving me a mean look, or are they frozen? Like, what is this person? Oh, this person's naked. No, they're just wearing like a nude colored shirt. It's like you miss a lot of details over Zoom, but it was a good muscle to work. And I think I just ended up like Googling their competitors and making fun of them in that way.
One of my buddies is a stand-up comedian. He's back to work finally. It was killing him. He works a lot. I was working a lot on cruise ships.
What's his name? I wonder if I know him.
Steve Mudflap McGrew.
No, I've heard of him.
He does a lot of characters. He's been banned, but he does Liberal Larry on.
Oh wow!
You ever seen it?
I've actually heard of that. Yeah.
He wears a pink pussy hat and pretends to be a crazy liberal. Yeah, that's him. That's Steve.
That's funny. I want to know, how do your like close friends and family know about your Twitter persona? How do they feel about it?
Yeah, some people do. Some of my friends do. Some of them don't. I just kind of keep it to myself. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, so you're kind of on the more private side. You're not trying to like.
My mom hadn't called me Catturd yet, but I think it's coming.
How old's your mom?
she's in her 80s. She's old, and she's in really poor health. She's, I don't know, probably had 5 strokes now and a few heart attacks, but she always hangs in there.
Oh, wow. And that's what's kind of nice about having like older parents. Like, yeah, my mom passed away a couple of years ago, but my dad is like 70, God, maybe he's 75 right now. And he's not going to stumble on Twitter. Like he barely watches TV. So it's like, it's kind of nice in a way. It's like, yeah, he's not going to like suddenly, he's not going to
anything.
He's not gonna Google. I could talk all the shit about him on my podcast. You'd never hear about it. That's one of the reasons why I got into stand up, because I didn't feel like I could be honest, with my family about my feelings, and I didn't feel like heard growing up. So I was like, oh yeah, let me just tell a room full of strangers. That'll work out. And it did. But yeah, he's never gonna like Google me and be like, Chrissie, what's with this article? Like, what's going on? People are coming after you. Are you okay? Like, he just has no clue, which is kind of really nice in a way.
Oh, there's so many people hate me. Just, I just do political humor, and you wouldn't believe the messages people send me and death threats and this and that.
But you're a cat. You're a cartoon cat. How could they? Imagine that kind of person's like, I'm gonna send a death threat to this cartoon cat.
I'm gonna. Yeah.
Like, look how lovable.
That fart joke pisses me off. I'm gonna kill him.
Do you get them like through your Twitter, or just like your website or email?
I had an email and then Twitter sometimes. Or just, the liberal will threaten to kill you just about anywhere. It doesn't matter where you're at.
What do you find like you upset the most people over? Like, what kind of tweets or what kind of takes?
I don't know. I don't know why it pisses them off, but I think, just unhappy people are generally pissed off that somebody else is happy.
Oh, yeah. That is so true. Because sometimes like, my boyfriend's very protective. He'll sometimes like search and see what people are saying about me. I kind of like don't really have time for that. And it's like, if I encounter like a nasty comment, I'm like, whatever. But then I look, it's like, oh, this is somebody I used to do comedy with like years ago. And they're just like, but haven't seen them in years. And they're just like, they have the weirdest takes. Like, oh, like she really, it's always people that go, she really changed, and it's like, these are never people that knew you well. So it's just like whatever their ideas of what they thought you were going to turn into. But it's like, aren't we all about like growth and learning and evolving? And it's like, but it's exactly what you said. It's never somebody who's doing better than you. And I think people just like hate to see someone successful and hate to see somebody happy.
Oh yeah. It's amazing, but it's true.
Yeah, I find like
the more they can't make me mad, the madder they get.
Well,
I think they're hilarious. They crack me up.
Do you respond to a lot of your negative comments on Twitter? Like, do you like to have a lot of engagement?
I really don't. I kind of blast them. And my followers are like a pack of wolves. If you ever blast somebody,
that's what's great. That's what's like really, really great about having a funny account and then being, smart is like your fans are really great. Like just even, how long before they just wheel out a cardboard cutout of Joe Biden and pretend it's him, like these are all so funny.
It just make a hole in his mouth and stick a tongue through it.
Yeah. They'd be like, oh.
It would actually make more sense.
They'd be like, he looks a little tired today, but I don't know. Yeah, he's.
I just sent you the thing that the late night show guy did about me. A couple months ago.
Over Twitter? Oh, here we go.
Yeah. The what's that?
Oh my God! It says you're unable to view this tweet because the account owner limits who can view their tweets. Who is it from?
Oh, okay. It's somebody's got a locked account. I see it now. No, that was somebody else tweeting it, and whoever else tweeted it, I copied it from them, and they got a locked account right now.
Wow.
You can find it by Googling.
Probably because all your fans came after them and they couldn't handle it.
Oh God. If you just think it's funny and you take a deep breath, people take this so serious,
You mean
like,
Twitter in
God,
general?
they're attacking me. it's Twitter and all of them, and they're just like, they're attacking me on social media. I think it's hilarious.
Let's go. I mean, like, yeah, that just shows like that you're a grown ass man, because you can actually realize like, oh, this is not a real attack. Like, even if you have really bad days, or like for me, like there have been days and times and jokes where like whole packs of people are coming after me, and it feels really bad, but it's so good that you're able to make that distinction. Like, this is not my real life. You can put your phone down and like take a deep breath and realize like, okay, I'm still fine. Like, I'm not, you know, I'm not in pain.
Yeah.
There's not like people outside my door. So there's not like
I
pitchforks.
was a musician here in the South for years, so you know, our hecklers, we had to dive off stage and get in fights with them and break beer bottles against their heads and stuff. So you know, these Twitter people don't bother me very much.
What did you play?
I was a professional musician for years. I played guitar and sang. We had a band. We did 6 albums. And
really? What was the name of your band?
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, you should message
Nobody
me. I won't
knows.
tell people, but I'm curious now. I wonder if I was a fan.
No, we wouldn't know who we were. We were like, of course, you know, this is, and I'm 56 years old. This is late 80s, early 90s at the latest. So, I mean, this was years ago, but way before the internet and all that and social media and
Dick pics. Yeah. Before all
yeah,
that.
CDs. I don't get
Yeah.
any dick pics. That's a good thing about me. I don't get dick pics.
That sounds like you're missing out. Yeah, it sounds like you want some. If anybody's listening to this, send Catturd a dick pic.
No, thank you. They probably will now. They're probably 18 of them. Get back online.
So it sounds like you probably deal with like trolling and backlash all the same way. You never has anything ever bothered you that anybody has said or?
Nah, it don't bother me a bit. I think it's hilarious. I love it when people get mad. That's like my favorite thing. I get off on it.
Why? Because it feels like, oh, you have the power to wind people up.
Well, they say all this stuff, and they think on my end I'm getting all upset. And I'm just sitting there laughing so hard I'm crying because it's so ridiculous what they're saying.
And do you ever just think like, yeah, I'm a cartoon cat.
I'm a cartoon cat, and you're obsessed with me.
What did you think of that? It was like the lawyer that was going. This was like the most viral thing like a month ago. This lawyer was like going into court over Zoom.
Yeah,
he got stuck on like the cat setting, and like you could see him like the panic in his eye. He's the cat's face, and you could see the cat that's go, "Oh no, it's me! I'm here. I'm not a cat." And then he couldn't. Could never switch it off. That must have been like a great moment for you.
That was hilarious. God, people and people are like, man, join our meme group. And I don't do many of my own memes. I do some, of course, but all these people, I have some of the best memers on Twitter that do just like I say, it's like a cartoon character, and they're way beyond me now, and they just like put these things out, and it's just hilarious.
Oh, so all this fan art that we see of you. So this picture here in your pinned tweet, you're like, I want to thank everybody who gave my sci-fi novel Rabbit Skin a read this year. And it's just like a picture of you as a cat at a computer. I don't even know. Oh God, can you see this? My light is too bright. I can't really see. So this is why I like StreamYard better. But it's like your head on top of a man typing with cat paws.
Oh yeah, they're way beyond that though. I mean, yeah, have you seen any of the movies? I mean, they got full movies almost.
Movies of you?
I mean, it's just like these little videos that are 3 minutes, 4 minutes of Catturd, kind of like a cartoon character. They're all over the place.
So you've got some real like passionate fans. Like that's how you know when they're creating like little art for you. Like I start to have some fans doing that for me, and it's like I'm always. I don't know if it was because like as a little kid, every time I would make a drawing, like it would never be good enough for the fridge. It would just like go to the same corner of the basement. So I don't know if that's why when people draw pictures of me or I get like fan art, I'm just like, I'm blown away. I'm just like, this is so great. I have to share it everywhere.
Oh, there's some talented people. Talented.
Yeah.
I just sent you one. I don't know if you can get, I just sent you one that somebody did the other day. That was hilarious. I think you'll be able to see this when it's not locked.
It's from Il Donaldo Trumpo.
Yeah, Dr. Fauci shows him.
Oh my God. And it's just you driving by in like a little helicopter.
Yeah, just wait.
Oh my God. And then you're turning around and you're drawing a loser on his forehead in a cat face. This is incredible. Who made this?
Just that guy. Donald O. Trumpo.
I gotta follow. I can't believe I'm not following him. Yeah, that was so funny. I love to see like all the
he
different accounts.
He does some. He did one yesterday that had me laughing so hard. He really does some funny ones. I'll send you a really funny one.
All these accounts that came out after Trump was suspended from Twitter, like, oh, it's not Trump. I'm just your friendly neighborhood plumber.
They thought I was James Woods for 6 months, and I could
really
not convince everyone. I kind of started getting a little bit more recognition on Twitter right when he left. Remember, he left Twitter for like 7 or 8 months.
Trump did?
And so, no, James Woods.
Oh.
They thought I was James Woods forever.
Wow.
So James Woods quit Twitter for like 7 months, and I just started coming on the scene. So there was this rumor going around that I was James Woods. And I could not shake this rumor for 7 months. The more I told people I am not James Woods, they said, that's exactly what James Woods would say. So, you couldn't beat it.
So were there any other rumors of like who you really are?
Roseanne Barr. There was they actually tried to dox me and all this stuff. I think it was Media Matters or one of the big groups like that, and they come out that there was a 58% chance I was Roseanne Barr.
How did they even tabulate that?
He knows. They're liberals, man. Who knows? Fuzzy math.
They have time. They have time on their hands.
They do. They have hope. Some of them people they mass report me to try to get me banned. I mean, it's nuts. They got too much time on their hands.
Have you ever been like suspended by Twitter or like censored, or are you mostly just Twitter, or do you have like an Instagram following too?
I've just recently got on Gab, and then I got on Parler, but I just can't get into Parler too much.
Parler is really tricky. Yeah.
Yeah. I got 300,000 followers over there.
Oh my God. Just for doing nothing, just for showing up.
Yeah.
It's good to be you.
Doing nothing. I just show up.
Catturd's here. And you have a podcast of your own. This is very exciting. Tell us about how that came to be.
I started being a guest every Wednesday on Patriots in Tune with Jules from Hollywood and from Toots. They kind of got names like I do when they're incognito.
And is everybody? So everyone on this podcast is also anonymous. Well,
Toots isn't. That's not his real name, but he actually shows his face. But Jules doesn't, and I don't. So, but we're actually going to start this. A lot of people are starting to tune into it, and it's just kind of snowballed over the last 4 months. I was a guest, and I just started being a guest every month, and then every Wednesday, and then we just started the three of us really bounce around off each other real well, and it's kind of nuts. So we're starting. Hopefully, we're going to launch it. We're going to launch it April Fools. Why not? So, but we're calling it. Nobody's heard this yet, but we're calling the show Political Cheesecake.
Not political cheesesteak, but cheesecake.
No, political cheesecake. And I'm going to be actually Catturd talking, and it's going to be like that guy you're talking about is actually going to be talking.
So how are you going to has someone created for you like your own little Catturd filter?
Yep. Yeah, that's the whole reason we might not start, but somebody's working on it right now.
Yeah, you guys got to be careful because you don't want it to like you know how sometimes the filters like glitch out and you can see the person's real face for a second.
Oh Lord!
So you don't want that to happen. I'm sure you'll be fine. I'm not trying to strike fear into you.
I look like the Elephant Man kind of in real life, so I better not.
No, you don't. I bet you don't. I'm just imagining the brawny paper towel man. I imagine you're like driving a truck or like a Ford truck, and like maybe you have like a little cat like in the passenger seat or on your shoulder.
Yeah, I got 2 coon dogs.
So you don't even own a cat?
I got 2 cats and 2 dogs. Here at the Catturd Ranch.
The Catturd Ranch. But do you have a significant other?
I'm not married or engaged. I'll just tell you that. I don't like to talk too much about my private life.
Catturd is a free single, ready to mingle, ready to meet a lady kitty.
COVID dating from 3 miles away. We're in a bubble wrap suit.
Oh my gosh, yeah, COVID dating is super rough. But I was just thinking about this the other day. It's kind of great in a way because if you just start dating somebody, you can, even if you were a total loser and had nothing going on, you could be like, oh man, I had this whole business, or like, oh, we just set to open. You could really say anything you want. Be like, and then COVID hit, and now it's all gone. You're like, I was CEO of this company, now it's gone.
$15 million I had, and all
yeah, just pick any amount of millions of dollars, any amount of money. Be like, man, we had this startup, and just say a bunch of buzzwords. IPO and stocks and it was crypto, and then COVID hit and it all went away.
Yeah, and I know I'm only starting with $10 and a bicycle, but baby, I can do this again if you'll stick with me. I can do the 15 million again.
yeah. Like, look at Trump. He like lost and made and lost millions. Just stick with me. I know. I know I'm living out of my car right now, but
yeah, it doesn't run. It's got no tires on it.
It's like I have a mobile home. Like, this is just your car. It's out of gas. Have you, other than having some of your followers,
that was funny. This is my mobile home. I think it's just your car and it's out of gas.
Yeah, this is just your van that's out of gas. And some of the tires are flat. Gas. Yeah. Get behind it and push. Have you ever been like censored or blocked or come under fire for any kind of like hate speech or any Twitter's classic censorship?
I'm censored and they constantly remove my followers. I mean, sometimes like when you can see, okay, you can kind of go in your notifications. I'm like, man, I got 1,000 followers today, but it only shows 10.
Wow.
10.3 every day. It's like that.
It's like, where do they go? Are they like in limbo somewhere?
Well, I think so. I think they go to Twitter jail. But they, when I lost all those followers, I had over 500,000, 550,000 or something.
Whoa! All
then
right.
They took 120. Then they took 125, and I got all the way back up to 460 about a month ago. Then they took 30 in one day. 30,000.
Oh no!
I was like, damn you.
They're just trying to keep you, from getting to so you would have been maybe at 1 million by now.
They're keeping the white cat down.
The white cat down.
They're keeping the white cat down.
That could be a t-shirt. That's really funny.
God, and why do they hate us? Because we're conservative? Because we believe a certain way? I mean, I think they set up there at Twitter headquarters, with I think they're all 18 to 22 years old or 25 years old, and they just sit there and screw with you. That's all they have to do all day. But I'm going to take 20,000 followers from old Catturd, and it's going to be funny.
From old Catturd. And I remember, I think back to when I was 18 or 25, right out of college, I was very much that way too. I was so people weren't saying woke back when I was 25, but super just card carrying feminist, super liberal, super I was still making dick jokes and doing comedy and I didn't start stand up till I was 26. So, but I was just oh, how dare anybody have any other opinion? It's it's either you're liberal or you're a horrible person. How could you not be okay with the gays? And then you get older and you're like, oh, it's so much more than that. And at this point, to be a progressive means to be an actual crazy person. So it really has, I think a lot of people that are just would be naturally classic liberals are also now kind of in this thrown out of the woke boat, as they say, and just,
the woke boat.
Yeah.
Out of the woke boat into the woke moat.
Have you had these views your whole life? You're 56, so it's
Well, no, I was like you. I was, you know, I graduated high school early when I was 17. I joined the Army, and I was in the Army for 3 years, and then I got hurt, got out of the Army, and then I hitchhiked down to Panama City Beach, Florida, and
Wow.
basically was a long-haired, pot-smoking hippie. Didn't care about anything, politics or anything for years. You know, just played music, wore flip-flops, caught a tan, fished, and just grew my hair. I didn't cut my hair for 10 years.
I bet you're one of these guys that like used a fitted sheet for a curtain or something like that.
God, I couldn't afford a curtain. Where are you from? With me?
Like,
or a fitted sheet.
Mattress on the ground. Aw.
Yeah.
I feel like just some
I
guys
slept
just
in a
like
tent.
need help. Yeah.
No, but you know, then it takes a while to develop to who you really are. Nobody's like that when they're young. Of course, like nowadays, you know, when you're 28 years old, it's about like when we were 16 back when I was growing up. That's how mature they are. And I'm not kidding either. I'm not saying that because I'm getting older, but I mean, I was on my own. You know, I couldn't wait to get out of high school. I joined the Army just to be on my own, just
Wow.
to get out, you know. And I've never borrowed money or used. My father died when I was in my early 20s, but I've never borrowed money. I mean, I've taken care of myself, whether it's playing music for a living or whatever. No matter what I did, I mean, I don't have anywhere to go where I can say, "Hey, can I borrow $10?" You have to take care of yourself. I don't have any place like that.
I can't understand the people that just feel so comfortable like doing. I knew this one girl, she also did comedy. She just had like GoFundMe after GoFundMe. I'm like, get a job, Angela. You know, like I'm like, aren't we from like the same part of Long Island? Like what is so like crazy? And I don't know if it's just like being too proud, or how I was raised. Like I was definitely raised like I'm always hearing my parents fight about money. It's like you kind of grow up with the ingrained feeling like you are costing them so much. Every day you're alive is another day you're costing them money. And they would, especially my dad, like so much rather be doing something else. Like just like you wouldn't say it, but just like you could tell, like, you know, but so much rather like be a park ranger, just doing anything else. And then as an adult, you're like, hey man, like nobody made you get married and have kids. Like we didn't ask to be born, you know.
I never had kids. But I know
Dodged a
about
bullet. No, that you know about. Yeah, like they've all been swallowed. Who knows where they are now?
back in the old band days. There might be 10 or 12 little Catturds running around all over the place.
Yeah, you might have little Catturds. Yeah,
little nuggets.
Little nuggets. But yeah, like what you were saying, like I just never. I felt comfortable asking for money, even when I was like struggling. I think I was like almost a sex worker before I entertained the idea of asking people for money. I was like, I was like, I'll go to the depths of Craigslist before I ask for a handout.
You tell jokes. If nobody laughs, you show them your boobs as a last resort to get some money.
Yeah. Who wants to buy a picture of my butthole? All right, because rent is due.
I think you have to wear a mask over your butthole now, don't you? According to Fauci,
I guess
maybe
only
2 masks.
Yeah, 2 masks, but it'll still cough. So, it's
butthole mask.
Butthole mask. It's so crazy.
You could probably make $1 million right now. Selling butthole mask.
To make a butthole
Go on the butthole.
You mean underpants? Hey,
yeah. But you live in New York, and I mean this is the first time we've ever even talked to each other. So
first time, guys. You guys are hearing it. This is the first time.
So I live in Florida in a small town near the beach, and nothing's really changed here. I mean, they've, the little town I live in, the grocery stores or whatever, nobody ever wears masks. Nobody ever gets sick.
So nice.
And the restaurants are open. You go down the beach, everybody's on the boat, whatever, and just they're just not participating in it. And
that's great. It's like just
fine.
ignore it.
Everything's fine.
Almost like they're a bunch of like petulant kids, and you're like, yeah, I just ignore them. Like they scream at me, but I'm over here doing my thing.
I bet there's some serious mask Nazis where you live.
Oh, absolutely. You know what's been kind of shocking is like the people who have been kind of the biggest like mask Nazis towards me. Like, yes, of course, it's like white women in their 50s and 60s. That's like a given. But I found recently it's been actually younger men, which like really pains me. Like I was on a flight and I just like had it down. Like we were about to take off. I had it just like down, like all the way down. I was reading a book, whatever. I had like my seat and the seat next to me. Nobody was in the next to me. So I was just kind of like had my own space. And this young man, like this young man, but like he was across the aisle. He was like definitely not even 30 yet. He was definitely in his early 20s, maybe mid 20s. And he's like, he like taps my shoulder from across the aisle, like, ma'am, excuse me, ma'am, your mask. I was like, are you okay? I was like, are you sick? No, but I don't know if you're sick. No, I said, I'm fine. Yeah. I was like, and then at this point, his mom, who was next to him, turned around. She's yelling at me. The woman in the row ahead of them turned around and is yelling at me. And I was like, okay, before I get on World Star, I need to just tell everyone, you guys all need to relax. Everyone needs to calm down. And then I just sort of like turned my whole body like facing the window. I mean, it must have looked insane, but I was like, I was like, nobody looking. I put my hood up. I just was like, I hate you all so much. It's like, I could almost understand if I had been coughing or like expelling liquids or something.
You should have started going, blah, 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 just started spitting quads and spit all over the place.
Just take out the puke bag and be like, blah, blah.
Look like that dude that was come out of that place in that movie, The Stand. Have you ever seen that?
No. And then he ended up moving. This kid ended up like just going 10 rows behind me to a free seat. I was like, you pussy.
Oh my God.
And I think I just like, I was on my way to the bathroom. I'm like, should I just like bump into him? And then I'm like, no, Mayor, you're better than that. I was like, if this is how he's acting out in public, he's living in his own little private hell. And I just feel bad. And I feel bad for like kind of these men, like the future of like who these men are not going to be if they kind of stay worried about this.
Where I live down here, you don't say stuff like that to people. You end up with like fed to the gators, broke nose. You just don't do it.
Did you hear about that store in Naples? The guy, he was like the first one to just not allowing, not that he was preventing people from wearing masks, but he's not mandating. I forget the guy's name, but he has this grocery store in Naples, and he just was like, he made the news, and I'm sure he gets a lot of like death threats and shit for it, but he just was like not, which is so super brave, you know.
It's nuts. I mean, this thing has a 99.9% survival rate now, like it's Ebola. It's ridiculous at this point.
Oh yeah, and like,
then where'd the flu go? Where's the flu go?
Where's pneumonia?
400. Right? Last year there was 500,000 cases of flu by this time, and then this year there's been 458 cases nationwide.
Yeah, it's
I'm not kidding.
Picking random people to be like, you have regular. It's so insane.
Yeah.
And the people who
3 people in state have regular.
If you're not putting this together at this point, like I don't know. I don't think I can help you.
When I was growing up, I felt like an old guy. When I was a kid, about 5 feet of snow with a snorkel to school.
Uphill with a snorkel both ways.
Yeah. But I mean, I had, and we just kept going to school. You know, you just stay. But I had chicken pox, mumps. What else I had? I mean,
AIDS,
all that stuff.
Yeah.
We had all that stuff. I had all that stuff. I mean, you just got that when you was a kid. I mean, it's way more deadly than this. Way more.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've like read a few articles where it actually does not like qualify to be a pandemic. Like if you take the real numbers, it's actually not like truly not a big deal. But all the numbers have just been so fudged everywhere. And
how long are these people going? How long are these people going to? How long are these people going to just, you know, have no life and do this? Some of these crazy people.
Well, that's what it is.
What's life worth living if you got to sit around in your house for the rest of your life with a mask? I mean, you're going to die of something. And, you know, coronavirus kills me, but I'm not going to sit around and not live for it. This might be the last 2 years of my life. You never know when you're going to go. I'm not going to sit around and do nothing.
Yeah, and if that's the plan, if I'm meant to die from this, like then so be it. But like, why would I stifle
me too, if I get
everything?
I don't even own a mask. I've never worn one. I don't even have one.
Well, look at you.
You don't have to here, though. I mean, it's not a mandate. South Florida, they have them counties down there that are still kind of crazy.
Oh yeah, like Collier, near Naples.
But man, I love our governor, DeSantis. He's been the best governor, and I've lived here a long time, and he's been the best governor by far we've ever had.
Yeah, before this last year, I did not know the names of so many governors. Like, but just it's like, all right, now you know where not to move.
But they lock you down, and then they go to a $15,000 per plate dinner at a nice restaurant.
Yeah,
with no mask on, of course. No mask, no nothing. They're just a bunch of these people are they're evil.
They truly are. And my feeling is that it is losing steam, and they're not going to be able to vaccinate as many people as they would have wanted.
Well, now they're coming out. I saw a thing today. Now they're coming out. Well, all 3 vaccines are just not working, or have admitted they're not going to work kind of like they thought they would. And of course, there's a new strain going to come along, so they can lock you down forever.
Yep, they can just turn it on whenever they want and be like, well, new strain, and now there's a new vaccine. And just keep taking it all until you die.
What they're doing to these kids growing up, I mean, they're turning them into hypochondriac, crazy little kids. I mean, the mental load they're putting on these kids, I feel so bad for them. Especially when, everybody admits it. The CDC through everybody. It doesn't even affect kids. It's like 1,000,000 to 1 chance.
It never really did. And so like the idea that any schools would be shut down is like truly insane.
You know how many people got the swine flu when Obama was president? 58 million.
Wow. We barely heard about it.
Yeah, 12,000 people died, and most of them were children.
Wow.
I mean, it's like it wasn't even in the news, because these little pandemics like this, they come along every now and then, and nobody ever makes a big deal about it. But I mean, this lockdown and send the cops to your house and everything, shit.
Yeah, and all to just get somebody out of office you don't like. I don't know. I just feel like there's too many coincidences to disregard.
Usually on your stand-up comedian, you should just come out with a mask on, but swallow a big glass of water and just kind of hold it in your mouth and just take the mask off and cough all over water, all over everybody to start start
my show. And then half the people leave, and then I'm like, I'm doing great. I'll be like, you know what? Catturd told me to do this. Please come back. They're like, oh, she's insane. Cool.
Then they come haul you off, put you in handcuffs, and then it makes national news, and then you're a worldwide sensation. You're welcome.
You're welcome. Where can Political Cheesecake Pod be heard? All the places where podcasts are sold, or?
Yeah, we shit can YouTube already, because we just joke like me and you're joking, and every time you talk about election or you can't even joke about anything. They're like, you got to strike, some little kid. Strike one.
Right. Some 19-year-old who hasn't seen daylight in 3 weeks.
I'm not positive. I'm going to post this a couple of weeks on my social media stuff before it's out. But it's going to be all over the place. Rumble and God, there's so many places. You don't have to use YouTube. You don't have to use half these places anymore that don't let you say what you want when you want. I mean, you can't even joke. They're going to kick us off YouTube, and we're joking. It's a joke. It's not even serious. We're literally laughing our asses off joking about shit.
Yeah, and once you can't joke about something, it's like, oof. It's like, really? Okay, you want to control what we joke about, what we can't joke about, what we think about. It's really an icky tunnel into who knows what. Do you feel the same way about Twitter? Because I've gone back and forth on Twitter. It's like, there's all these other apps, there's all these other websites, but then it's like, ultimately, I feel like Twitter is just kind of maybe the best at what it does, and it's a place to get news and connect, and it's like nobody's really been able. So it's like, yeah, I had friends at the beginning of it all like, I'm leaving Twitter, and it's like, well, I don't think that's the best decision, because now that's however many thousand people I'm not reaching with my whatever message, jokes, whatever.
Your jokey messages.
My message, yeah.
You got 27,000 funny buddies.
Funny buddies, yeah. And even if you reach one, it's still worth staying on for.
Sounds like a sitcom, don't it?
It does. Do you think you might make like a bunny turd or a dog, like if you get a banned, you'll come back a
dog
different.
turd. Yeah. I'm gonna come back as Neander turd. Neander turd. No, I don't know. They'll eventually get. I don't know why I've never had even a 12-hour suspension. Probably because I'm a counter puncher, so I never strike first. But I do every now and then like to strike out a little bit on my page and piss people off because I think it's funny. But I don't go to a bunch of blue check mark crazy liberal Hollywood people and just sit there and say you suck, and sit there and cuss them. That's a lot of times that's how people get banned. They just can't control their emotions.
Oh yeah, just stay away from Chrissie Teigen. That's what I've learned.
Well, yeah, she's not worth my time. That's the way I look at it. These people like that, they're not even worth my time. So.
Yeah, it's really good that you're able to and that's a good reminder to everybody. Like, you got to separate, even if you have a sick Twitter account, like you got to be able to separate what's real and what's online and what is actually affecting you and what's not, because you can really worry yourself into being sick. And it's good to just take a break from it all. Like, as great as joking on Twitter is, it's like sometimes you got to watch it. Like, if you're getting too obsessive about it or too truly obsessed with your numbers, I don't know, then you gotta maybe get outside, hug a tree or something.
Yeah, I don't take myself seriously. And if this would have happened to me when I was 22 or something, I'd probably be a lot different than later in life when, I don't give a damn what anybody thinks about me. I just don't care.
Yeah,
so
I think it helps
freedom.
It helps who's around you, because if I were just a few years younger and I had maybe different friends, or I was still with that same comedy community, my mind wouldn't have been open to a different opinion, and I would have been really naive, I think, and I still would have been in that narrow-minded place. So it's important to keep your friends kind of diverse and have them able to kind of check you once in a while, be like, is that true? Is it really racist, or do you just not have a sense of humor?
Everything's racist.
Oh, everything.
Everything's racist. Nothing's. Yeah, you can't say anything.
Yeah, insane.
Yeah, you can't say.
Catturd, other than the new pod, do we have any more new books coming out, or should people just check out the ones you already have for sale on ilovecatturd.com?
Yeah, well, I am, because rabbit skin's it really taken off. I haven't sold 1 million, but I've sold 15,000 since I released it. Just on my website, I do everything myself. I'm not on Amazon. It's become kind of taken off. So I am writing a trilogy.
Ooh.
The next installment's called The Silverstone, and I'm also writing a kind of a adventurous fiction with a lot of humor in it. A real pandemic, end of life Earth pandemic book called Project Goober. So it's coming.
Sounds very serious and hard hitting. Yes.
If you can buy a book called Project Goober from Catturd, you made it.
Where do you get your sense of humor from?
I don't know. I've always I come from a real poor family, and I guess we didn't have much to do. But I come from a family that was real poor, but nobody ever argued. I mean, you go to grandmother. You know how you have the bickering families that are always the aunts, ate the cousins. We didn't have anything like that. We just kind of sit around and just joked and laughed. And I guess it just started when I was a kid with that. But I had a really good, tight family that just joked, and we laughed at everything, and there was no bickering or gossiping or anything. It was a neat thing.
Yeah, mine too. I don't know if it's because it's we weren't always on vacation or had distractions. We just were home looking at each other, making fun of each other, roasting each other, really relentless.
It's all you could afford.
It's all we could afford. It's just to look at each other and talk shit to each other's faces. And it's no one's telling each other their real feelings, because it's like, yeah, we're like
Yeah.
half German, and it's just like, oh, we're just gonna let this out in the form of vicious jokes.
So, vacations are like $5,000. Talking shit's free.
Yeah,
You learn that real quick when you're born.
talking shit is free. It's the best. It's like a little vacation.
Oh boy.
Everybody, if you haven't at this point, if you're not following Catturd, my God, are you ever missing out? Go to Twitter right now. Follow Catturd2. Where else can people find you, follow you, support you?
I'm on Gab. It's just at Catturd there, and I'm on Parlor at Catturd2. Same thing.
I love it. And yes, I love Catturd.com to get both of those, to get Rabbit Skin, the sci-fi novel, and The Adventures of Cow Fart, literally, and the new one, which is coming out sometime to be determined.
Yeah, this year I should. I'm not sure I'll finish the second part of the trilogy this year, but I'll definitely have Project Goober out this summer. And around Christmas, probably release the second part to Rabbit Skin.
We'll check out Project Goober this summer. Catturd, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. I had a good time. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, hopefully I'll meet you in person one day. I'm coming down to Florida to do a couple gigs, so maybe I can give you some secret little free tickets for something.
All right, do it.
Thanks.
Your people call my people. My people call your people.
My people is me. Yeah.
My people's me too.
I don't have people. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon.
All
Bye.
right, bye.